I am Ross. Joining me is my co-host Ian, as always, and we're talking to Dan Tanner of Tanner Company out of Chester Basin. With Basin or without, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia dry. Dan, you mentioned that you want to start with Sauvage. It does say strong beer at the bottom. It does say Sauvage is a 6.0%. Written on ye old can are several things. Following is ingredients: barley, wheat, hops, yeast, and water. We knew that. Our Nova Scotian ale brewed with a Nova Scotia yeast strain from Cape Breton with a light malt background. This beer has been made to really showcase the yeast. You'll find tropical fruits such as pineapple, mango, and a bit of lemon rind on the finish.
So now this is not your like pineapple juice. You're not drinking a pina colada. It's in the background. We've used Horton Ridge malt for this, so we get as local as we can.
It smells German.
That tastes like a very delicious wheat ale with that kind of banana-y, but
yes.
Oh my. Ooh. That's similar to a wheat ale or a pilsner, sometimes like a cloves spice up near the front somewhere.
Yeah, it's fun. It's complex, and that's why I like it.
The Altbier, it differs from a traditional by being darker, fuller bodied, and intense, with higher IBUs to balance out the caramel and molasses flavor.
For my palate, I didn't find they were heavy enough bodied. I wanted something a little bit more. A lot of molasses there, a lot of caramel.
There's a little tiny bit of a smoky back end. Oh, I'm not gone to heaven. The balance of the malt and the smoke and just a little the little tang of sweetness, and it's still very high marks for an alt beer, done everything that it wants to on the can, and B, just a tasty beer in general. Ian, I don't know that we've ever talked about mead before, but I love mead.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. And this is it. This is honey and water. It is what it is. It shows, the terroir of
just honey,
that
it
we're
says
getting.
on the can.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
5.9% sparkling mead featuring fresh local honey from the Little Bee Farm right here on the south shore of Nova Scotia. So that'd be the company there in Bridgewater.
Yeah.
It's so honeyish, this.
That's because it's honey, Ian.
It's drier. It's drier than a mead that I've tried, but it's very easy to drink for sure.
Do an addition at the end of a little bit more honey to kind of bring that sweetness up, but it's still dry.
It's still sparkling from the bottom up.
Yeah.
There's a few bubbles coming through.
Because it's got the old CO2 going on in it. It reminds me of a seltzer. I think it was almost an inevitability that, for me personally, that I wasn't going to love this particular brew, and I can't love everything.
But regardless of that, thank you for joining us. Thank you for talking about Tanner Company. I've solved Western civilization. Sit over there and look pretty.